Hello everyone, my name is Sheffrey and welcome back for episode 56 of the Satisfactory series here on YouTube. In this video it's part 2 of the No Alternate Recipes challenge for heavy modular frames. With hundreds of constructors and thousands of screws, this mighty tower has been quite the project to put together. Thank you all for the support and all with the series so far. Let's get to playing games. Alright, heavy modular frames, part 2, electric boogaloo. I have so many machines to place today. Hopefully people enjoyed the first part. If you're following along exactly, hopefully it's easy to follow along with. If not, my deepest apologies. I'm trying my best here, making this up all as we go along. We got so many machines to place today, 250 constructors-ish, give or take, 80 assemblers, and 10 manufacturers, and that is going to finish off our 20 heavy modular frames project out in the Red Sands, which we're going to head on off to right now. Thank you guys again here for being here for another episode and supporting the channel. Just past 800 subscribers, on our way up to 1,000. For anyone who's new here and hasn't heard me mention it before, when we do hit 1,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing a Mario Kart style race car build in Satisfactory, not in this world obviously. I'm going to start a brand new fresh world that you guys will be able to play on with me as well. I'll make the world download available post the stream as well, so if people want to play with their friends in the future they can. So I am also looking for some volunteers to help me build it. If you want to join the Discord, just head on into the link in the description. I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to be hopefully starting on that soon as we come up on the 1,000 mark here. Probably within the next month or so. So yeah, hopefully we'll have that. A little bit of fun to play with just before 1.0 releases. But anyway, let's hop in this hypertube cannon and head on over to the desert. All right, here we are back at the tower. What a complete overhaul of like all the, well, not all. There's actually so many available resources here in the Red Sands. It's actually pretty crazy. So we tapped 10 iron nodes for this build, 5 coal nodes, and 2 limestone nodes, and there's still plenty of everything left over as well. Got a bunch more builds using some of these things coming up. But without further ado, we'll just do a quick little recap of last time where we got, I did have all the setup. Like I said, if you guys want to jump in and follow along, you can head back to the first episode. There is a link to the Google Drive where I've got just an empty platform here set up with just the miners ready to go that just comes into the lifts, and then you can follow along exactly if you'd like to. But just to kind of recover or recount, whatever you want to call it, we did last time. We've got all of our steel smelting happening here. We've got our steel pipes being constructed. We've got steel beams being constructed. We've got all our iron being smelted. That's set up and ready to go to the upper floor now. And then we've also got the encased industrial beams all hooked up, ready to go. They're hooked up to their concrete. So basically, if you turn this lower floor on, you will essentially have some steel production ready to go. We're going to turn everything on all at once today. I did consider turning some of this on last time and just throwing it into a sink just so we could see things going, but I think it'll be even more satisfying to do this all at once, turn every floor on all together. So we are going to head on up a floor here, just like this, and I'm going to grab the view of my actual build guide here. It's also in the description if you need it, satisfactorycalculator.com. We are going to start with the 2 actual sets of constructors that all this iron is going to be feeding. So we need a set of 45 constructors taking the 1350, and the 1350 comes from this group right here. So I think we can probably send them up right. I think I'm gonna keep them more towards this side, just to keep myself more room going that way for all the screws and everything we're gonna have to do. The ones that the bigger line feeds, the 1550, that's gonna feed 104 iron rod constructors. So that's gonna be probably most of the room along here. I think I have enough room on this floor for 250 constructors. We're going to find out together. Okay, so I'm actually going to shift the plates all the way down here. And at 45, that means we could even do 45 divided by 8. So we could do 6. So we can grab my 8 constructor manifold here. I have an 8 and I have a 4. So that way I can make this a little bit easier. So we can do 5 of these, and that'll be enough to do all the iron plates that we're going to need. So I'm going to set the first one down right here. Then we're just going to stack these in next to each other. Hopefully they fit nicely. My voice just cracked there. This one is actually facing the wrong direction. So that's everybody we need for the iron plates. Those can all be left. We can set these now. Set them all to 100% because you need 900 iron plates per minute. All right, there we go. Sorry, I had to put it back in a second time because my game crashed. But so what I've done is I've put a splitter in front of the second splitter from the inside. So you've got a splitter. So you'll have two lines, 1350 divided by 2. You'll have 2 lines of 675. They'll come in here, they'll split off into each one, and then so from each line of 675, you'll also be taking a line to feed the middle one. And this should perfectly, oh, I missed a, it'd be helpful if I actually connected my bolts. There we go. So that'll be all the iron ingots coming in to make iron plates. 900 iron plates per minute. So what I'll do is I will, same thing to what I kind of did here, is I will combine these together to give myself 2 lines of 450. It'll probably be my best bet. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's easy. So yeah, just combine five of the mergers into one line, and you'll have lines of 450. I'll show you how to do one, and then you can do the other one. We'll just copy and paste it. So I've got a merger here in front of the, so here's the outside. You're going to come into the third one from the outside. You've got it faced to the right here. And then we're going to be coming over to this one right here. This is your 4th one. And it's going to be facing straight ahead. So you can combine this to here, this to there. That's 2. That's 3. I gotta wait for the autosave now, but I'm just going to combine these 2 onto this merger and then connect this merger to the other one. And that's all 5. There you go. You got all 5 mergers coming together here to make one line of 450. That'll be coming out right there. So you're going to copy and paste this exact same thing onto this side. Make one that faces out this way. That way we have both of them close together. And you just got to merge the rest of these together, and that's going to be iron plates. All right, iron plates done. We'll take that one off the to-do list, put a little X up there, and then we'll move on to the 104 constructors needed for iron rods. So let's kind of do some little maths here. Well, that's the map, not our calculator. Let's go 104 divided by 8. 13, perfect. So 13 groups of that blueprint over there. That's gonna be a lot of space. So we'll make sure we're facing these the right way the first time here. We'll plop that one down, line right up with that foundation there, 2 in from each side. And we'll go 1. Make sure this is facing the right way too. It's not. 2, 3. Am I gonna be able to fit 13 of these? Probably not. Absolutely no way, because that is 6, and I'm already like, you know what, we're definitely gonna run into room. So I'll do 2 groups of 6, and then maybe like 2 groups of 4 on top of that. So I'm gonna move these. Okay, so back to this one, we'll go 1 here. And then give it some space because I need to put the mergers in front of them. Let's give them like 3. 3 should be enough space in between. So we'll do 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because remember, I still got to be able to fit a whole other 100 constructors up here for the screws too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 12. Oops, that's 12 times 8. That's 96. Okay, so we just need. So yeah, realistically, we just need the one more. So what I think I'll do is, so that these can still be split evenly, is I will put one of these on the end, which is just my 4 constructor manifold. Here we go. So yeah, they got turned around a little bit on the end, but I mean, it's kind of just the way they kind of work anyway. So that should be okay. It's basically like there's just missing the one from the other side. So that should be all the constructors we need for the iron rods. I need a total of 600. Nope, that's wrong. I need a total of 600 iron rods going in one direction, and I need 950 going in another direction. So if I need 950 iron rods going to make screws, then that means I need 63.333 of these constructors to do that. So that means basically one entire section of those put together, and then a little bit from here, and then the rest would go to the modular frame iron rods. So what's 600? 600 should be divided by 15, right? Yeah, okay, so we just need 40 constructors together to make the iron rods. That's actually really easy. So I'm actually just going to color code these so we don't forget. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be 600 rods, because that would be 8 times, that would be 5 times 8. So those ones are all going to get merged together, and they're going to just combine into one line. Thankfully, that's actually pretty easy. That'll be turning into 600 iron rods going upstairs to the assemblers. And then that means we're just combining all the rest of these into 2 lines of 425, because obviously we can't move 950 at once. So we'll start with the mergers and all these ones to combine them together into one. I'm going to keep it, since I know I'm going to be using some space over here, I'm going to try and just send it more down this way. Maybe to about here. Seems like a good spot, because that way it's still near the iron plates. And the iron plates are actually going to be going into assemblers to make reinforced iron plates, and those will get mixed with these rods to make the modular frames. So that's all, they're kind of all going upstairs together. There we go. Now I got my mergers set up to, this will be a line of 600 iron rods per minute. That means I can take iron rods. Oh boy, and let me just finish up the last bit, and then we'll take out iron rods from the to-do list. So like I said, we're going to merge all of these rest of the ones into 2 lines of 425. So in order to do that, I think the best way of going about it is figuring out what 425 divided by, wait, how many does this make again? Alright, sorry, I just had to do some quick math, because I finally figured out, I realized you had to take away 10 from the input that this group was going to be using. So what I've ended up doing was I downclocked the first 2 over here down to 12.5 per minute, so that takes away 5 here, and then I did the same thing on the other end here, so that when you combine everything together, that allows me to just combine the other ones in as groups of 400. Or sorry, if I combine everything together, that will give me the 2 groups of 425. Hopefully that makes sense. If it does, but I'm pretty sure this is going to work properly. But yeah, by taking away the 5 from this side and the 5 from that side, should make it a total of 425 each. And here is how you're going to combine them together. So you're going to combine this group of 8 here, this group of 8 here, this group of 8 here, that's 3, and this group of 8 here is 4. And those will be combined together. That'll be your one line of 425, and then these 4 to your left will combine together to be your other line of 425. So I'll show you the first one here because this is definitely the easier one. I'm just going to grab some mergers and send them down the line here. This one I do a little differently, just because I have them stacked so close together that I just get a little creative with how these come together. My mergers are now set up. I kind of made a boo-boo and I sent these ones over here, where this one comes out over here now. And I really should have sent them back down this way so that they combined, so that the two just kind of came right there. But I could fix it, and I may in the future. But for now, at least, that we can go ahead and take our iron rods off our to-do list. All 104 of them. We have our one line of 600, and then we have our 2 lines of 450. I'm gonna have to split that 600, I think, into 2 lines. Maybe we'll see. It depends how easy it is to feed the manufacturers upstairs from here. All right, iron rods off the to-do list. There we go. So now we can move on to the hard part, the screws. Not that hard, to be honest. We just need to set up 90. I was going to do 95 constructors, so I'm actually going to change it to 96. Just so that we can have because 95 is not divisible by 8, but 96 is. So we're going to throw down at 96 constructors, which is 12 groups of 8. So basically the exact same thing we just did. That's going to be set to screws, but we don't have to add the extra 4 on the end. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of room to play with here. That way I can maybe even make some changes as I'm going along here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the 2 groups of 6. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over there is technically there's 7, but like I said, we're doing the same thing minus the ones on the end. So we're going to grab our 8 construction blueprint. If you need to grab this, also in the Google Drive in the description, you can just hop on in there and grab any and all blueprints you see me using. So we're going to line these up. Where's a good spot? I think we know we need a good amount of space. So we're going to go... Let's start from like here. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god, look how perfect it is. Look at that perfect use of space. I could have actually shifted it over one more, but that's okay. So now you just need to go ahead and do that a second time. Look at that, it's magical. Now you have 96 constructors that are all going to be doing screws. So you're not actually going to combine them all together. So this is where it gets a little complicated. So I need to send 2,000 screws one way, and I need to send 1,800 screws another way. We're making a total of 3,000, almost 4,000 screws. So we can kind of calculate out how much we're actually going to get per minute here. Like I said, no alternate recipes here. So we're just going all standard. We got 40 times 8. Oops, not divided by 8. So we get 320 per group of constructors. So fun fact, for the 1,800 that we're going to need for making the reinforced iron plates, that means we need 45 of these constructors. And second fun fact, that means I can just use 5 of the blueprints. So if I was to just mark them out like this, go 1, 2... I suppose I'll paint the pole instead. Oops. Paint too many things now. There. So if I combine those 5 that are the painted poles together, that'll be the 1,800 that I need. And then if I go to this one, and then we can combine the rest together, but we also need to downclock away, I think it's like 5 per minute, because I think if we do the, or no, 10 per minute. So I'll take 5 off here, drop that to 10, and we'll drop this one to 10 on the opposite side of it. There we go. So that'll be 2,000. If you combine the rest of them together, we'll do, should do 4 lines of 500. Yeah, because we have 10 manufacturers, so I think 4 lines of 500 would be our best bet. So I'm going to combine these red ones together first. That'll be the easiest one. And then we'll send those, I'm going to send them back down this way, because that'll be screws for the reinforced iron plates that goes with the iron plates that come out of here. And honestly, since we have all this space right here, I feel like we could probably fit the 30 assemblers that we need for the reinforced iron plates. So it's obviously going to save us a lot of room on the next floor, but that's fine. I may end up lopping off the very top floor. Okay, sorry to jump ahead here, but I needed quite a bit of time to figure out how to split these up properly. So we have everything is now split up into, we have 3 lines of 600 are going to be coming out of here, and I'll go over in that in just a second. And then we'll have 5 lines of 400 back here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now the way I've split these up is this is your group that's going to be making 1800, so the 3 lines of 600. So I took the one constructor on the back and sent it to be combined with those. That makes this into exactly, sorry, once you take this one away, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 constructors all merged together. And 15 times 40 is 600. Beautiful. The only underclocking you actually have to do is in your middle one, where you haven't taken them away. You're going to just downclock 2 of them. I chose these ones that are marked in green, just arbitrarily picked which ones I did. You're going to downclock both of them by 20, taking away 40 per minute total. You're basically taking out an entire constructor. You could also just like turn one off if you wanted to. I'm just keeping it even and splitting it. And then so here towards the back, you take a 40 from each line. Then you have, so you're basically, and back here we're making 5 lines of 400. So since each machine outputs 40, I just had to combine 10 constructors together to get a line of 400. So we have 1 from here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I'm taking the last one here, 10. I got them merged together right there in the back. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 here. We took the one in the back here, and it's joining in this group here. Hopefully this makes sense if you're trying to follow along. But yeah, I've got things all split nice and evenly. Like I said, I needed 4 or 5 lines of 400, give us the 2,000 screws. And then the other 3 lines of 600 screws for a total of 3,900 screws. 3,800 screws, sorry. Getting all over the place. So yeah, we'll take off Screw Smart to-do list now because those are all set up and good to go. The only thing obviously I haven't done is the inputs, but the inputs are going to be coming from when we set up the logistics floor. I'm probably just going to kind of skip through that part, not worried too much about it. I'll show like moving stuff up and things like that, and we'll do a highlight of it at the end, but the logistics floor is just kind of running belts around from place to place. So you're going to need floor holes along here to feed those, floor holes along here to feed those. Same thing on this side as well. We'll need to set up some floor holes over here for our logistics. But now I was going to do all the assemblers on the floor above, but I'm going to go ahead and just take the time to throw some in here since we're not using this massive amount of space. These can be the 30 assemblers for the reinforced iron plates. So we're going to go ahead and grab our 3 assembler blueprint, and we'll just do 3 groups of 10. That should work out nicely, I think. Make sure everyone's facing the right way. So if I start from here, we'll go 1, 2, 3. I actually could give myself even more space if I wanted to. And then, yeah, we'll just, actually here, you know what I'll do? Take that assembler, just so we get a little bit more space in the middle. Like that. And then you're just going to grab one more assembler, pop it on the very end here, and then we'll fill in the, logistics for it, just like this. Put in your belts. Put in your lift. Belt like that. Merger on the back. These can all be combined into one because we're only doing 150 reinforced iron plates per minute. So just one big line on the back is fine. And then you're going to combine, and then we're going to do this again 2 more times in a row here. So I'm wondering if maybe I should have pushed them forward a bit. I think we'll be all right though. All right, there we go. 30 assemblers. Set those all to do the reinforced iron plate. Just normal, no underclocking, no overclocking. You need exactly 30. It's perfect. This is going to put out 150 reinforced iron plates per minute. Once we get these all set up, we can take these off the to-do list finally. Like I said, what I was going to do is upstairs, but decided to bring them down a floor. Next up, modular frames, and modular frames is 50 assemblers, which was not going to fit on this floor. Actually, I mean, it may have, but 50 assemblers, definitely going up to the next one, which is fine because they're made from the reinforced iron plates anyway. The reinforced iron plates and the rods. .600 iron rods per minute actually, which was I forget which group that was over here. I probably should have marked that out connecting when I was connecting them together. Yeah, I believe this one is the smaller section is definitely the 600 line. Right, yeah, and it's the only one that's in a single line. I remember. Because, yeah, this one is 2 lines of 450. The other one is just a giant line of 600. So, I've never actually have I made this recipe before? I'm not really sure. So, just the regular standard reinforced iron plate is 1,800 screws and 900 iron plates. So, I mean, that's actually pretty straightforward and pretty easily balanced because those can all just be, like the plates can just be split into 3. So they're coming from over here. And I'll just have to split 2 into 3. Figure out how to do that. I'll do a merger in the middle. And we'll do splitters on the outside. And that'll mean we can run our 2 over. There we go. So we got a fork feed system like that. That means I can run these 2 lines over 450 each, slap them into these splitters, and that'll be all our plates fed and ready to go. You could run these down underneath if you want to keep your floor clean, but I mean, since I got a good amount of space to run things in between, I'm just going to keep all my belts up top here. I'm going to run this down around. Line it up with that belt there. Click you in there. The other one on the outside. Bring it a little closer. Actually leave some walking room in between. So we'll loop this one around. There we go. So we got some plates fed into some reinforced iron plates. And then now I'm just going to have to do my little thing where I swap my... which way the splitter is actually feeding in from. Put the lift back on. Put a lift off this side. Yeah, how are we gonna we're bringing the screws over. We got 3, this is actually perfect. So we already have the 3 lines, so each line just has to connect to one of these. Means I'm gonna take this one off the back here as well. And I'm either just gonna have to, I could either run just a couple of them underneath to just get across, so I'm not like crisscrossing, or I can just raise them up and bring them across like that. That'll probably work too. But anyway, let's grab, oh, forgot to get rid of this lift. Put our splitter on the end of this belt here, facing like that. Grab our lifts, put them back on. I'll grab a lift on this side. This one will be a lot nicer. This one is just going to be running all the way down here. Connecting to your belt right there. There we go. So that's one line of our screws. And we'll come to our next one here. Turn this, put on a lift. There we go. Just a little crossover coming across there. Just lift it up a little bit. It's totally fine. Not a big deal. So that'll be the second line of screws. And then the third. Grab a lift, do the same thing. Bring it down like that. This one I'm going to lift up immediately. Just for bringing it across like this. There we go. And then now we'll connect this in to this one here. Just like that. And that'll be all the screws. That's all the inputs set up for our reinforced iron plate assemblers. And I mean, that's all the output done too, because I mean, you just merge the 3 of them into the one to get your one line of 150 coming out of there. That's going to take us up to the assemblers upstairs. So the 4 lines of screws here, these are all going to get sent up to the very top floor or this floor, depending on how I do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the 50 modular frames assemblers. I'm going to set them up more down towards this side. And then maybe, just maybe, we can fit in our manufacturers right on this side. And then we can just pump the pipes up from below, which are sitting right there. And then we got all this 4 lines of screws right here. I feel like that'll be a lot cleaner and easier to send them up straight there. So we may lose the top floor of the tower, and that's totally fine. If it's unnecessary, it's unnecessary. And we'll just leave it open for some shenanigans. Lots of room for activities. So yeah, now we are going to move on to setting up our modular frame assemblers on the upper floor. Like I said, you need 50 modular frame assemblers here. So I'm going to do 5 lines of 10. And I think that'll probably be the easiest. All right, there we go. 50 assemblers, all going to be set to do the modular frame. Just a regular old basic white boy modular frame recipe. So yeah, we only need 100 per minute. So at 2 each with no underclocking or overclocking required, you've got yourself your reinforced iron or your modular frame setup. Take that off our to-do list. Combine them all into one. They're all come down this side. Those modular frames are going to be feeding into. Looks like we have plenty of room on this floor to install our manufacturers. So we're just going to go ahead and merge this on a line all down together, and we'll start setting up our manufacturers. All right, 10 whole manufacturers. Not that bad. I mean, we've got just so much more space than I actually needed. I'm going to grab, we need a 4 input assembler or manufacturer. So we're going to go 4 manufacturer, 4 input. And since I need to bring a whole bunch of things up from down below, give myself some room. We'll go 1. Give myself extra room going down the line here. There we go. 10 manufacturers. So we're going to go ahead and set those to do our heavy modular frame. I definitely have never done this recipe before, because I think I've always cut the screws out of heavy modular frames as best I can. So we'll just paste those all along here, and we will go ahead and start setting up our belt feeding system. So I mean, if the one from this floor right here, I will, since it's the modular frames, I'm just going to run a big belt over. I'm not going to worry about sending it back down below again. That would seem pretty pointless at this point. So we're going to send it down, back down across here. Yeah, you could just turn your mergers and send it down without having to do double belts, but it's okay. No big deal. So we're just going to drag this across to here. We just got to hook up all our belts going down here, and that'll be your modular frame portion of your heavy modular frames taken care of. I'll be interested to see how these builds come together in 1.0. If you guys missed it, they are actually reworking many of the recipes, including heavy modular frames. So it was kind of a fun little project to do this, like as a last farewell to heavy modular frames. Actually, that one I didn't have to turn. I don't know why I did that. And actually, I should connect the belts first. So I actually have something to connect these splitters back to. So I goofed on that bottom one. I'll just have to do it again. Yeah, the bottom one can definitely just stay facing that way. We'll just loop it around from the side. There we go. We'll get rid of these lifts here for a second so we can pop in splitters that are facing this way, because I can put some floor holes here to feed them in. Oops. Get those linked up to there. Put in our floor holes here. We'll go one there. One there. And then we'll put a floor hole over here on this side. And connect it up to the right there. And that'll be, so modular frames go on the bottom, and then we'll have three other things coming out from down below, which are encased industrial beams. Those come up from the very bottom floor, same with steel pipes, and then the screws come up from the floor just below us. So now it's all a matter of just putting the mergers on the back to connect up all these manufacturers up top, connect all these belts together here, and then just send your items from floor to floor, which is honestly pretty straightforward. So I think I might just kind of skip ahead to where I actually have them all connected, and then I'll just kind of go over them if like, just so if there's any questions, I'll cover it, like where they ended up coming from. Because yeah, so these, like I said before, these four belts here, sorry, these four, 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry, brain, it's hot in here today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 belts are all going to come up to the top here. Which means I'm probably also going to need to move, because we need to feed in 2,000 screws per minute into these manufacturers. So I think what I'll have to do is feed one line of 400 for each 2 of these. So what I'll actually have to do is I'll have to take off, like once I get these belts all connected up, you're gonna have to turn whichever one we make for screws, we'll have to turn. So let's say we make the screws on the top. We're gonna have to turn. I'm gonna take the belt here. Sorry, it's gonna turn the flashlight for a second. Take this one and do the same thing I did down there where I turn it. I don't think the lift stays connected when you do that, so need to reconnect it like that. And then I can put a lift down the other side. And the autosave is going to get me once again. But yeah, so you're just going to have to do that for every 2 manufacturers in the group here so that we can actually feed the 2,000 screws in per minute. All right, we've got belts, we've got power. It's time to power this factory on. So I'm going to do this floor by floor, take it nice and slow. If there's any, like I said, if there's any questions about the belt work, feel free to let me know in the comments down below or hop into the Discord. I can run you through it. It was honestly super simple. You can even tell by the logistics floors how few belts and how easy the belt work was to get things around. I left some extra floor holes in there accidentally. But hooking everything, I mean, it just was a matter of running certain things all the way across the factory. But everything else was super straightforward in hooking everything up. I'm pretty sure I went over the weird split of the screw constructors back there. But everything else was pretty straightforward. So I think now we're ready to turn this on and start to see how things are going to work. I believe all my numbers worked out. I did follow the Satisfactory calculator, so fingers crossed that this is actually going to work. We're going to hook ourselves up to this power line right here. I'm just going to throw it down to that one for now. That should turn most of this floor on. It did not. Okay, let's figure out what we got going on here. Did I not connect these to anything? No, everyone's all connected back through here. Ah, it's right here. There we go. Now they're on. So now I'm just going to quickly run across this floor, look for some red lights like this one over here. Oh, these aren't connected either. Yeah, it usually just means that they weren't set. So just go ahead and make sure you set the recipe onto them. These ones are not plugged in somewhere. Oh no, it looks like on my blueprint I didn't remember to connect the belts. Oh no, I'm going to have to do this on so many things. That's okay. So apologies if you're following along and you're using my blueprint. You're like, hey man, you don't have anything connected there. Alright, well that was a wildly unfortunate mistake, but at least we got that one fixed up. So I think now we can go ahead and move on to powering on the second floor. Not seeing any more red lights down here. I think everyone's ready to go. They just need to be hooked. Oh, I forgot to hook up one of my pipes. Whoopsie. Oh, because these need to be merged together. That's why. My bad. There we go. Whoopsie. Yeah, I forget to do things from time to time. So there we go. We got that all merged up and ready to go. So now we can go ahead and turn on our upper floor. We're going to grab our power from this pole here. It connects into right here. It should power on our top floor. And I see a few red lights. So it looks like I'll have to go ahead and make sure everyone's all set up properly up here. All right, there we go. I got all the red lights. Make sure I turned everything on from this floor. There was a couple that I just missed copy. When I copy and paste things really fast, sometimes I end up missing a machine or two. But we got everything rolling through here now. So it's just going to be largely waiting on each set of machines to back each other up first. And then we'll start loading things up. I'm starting to see screws flying around up here. That's nice. These screws that are blocked up, those are the ones that feed into the manufacturers. So we come to the top floor. So yeah, we'll go ahead and just fire on all the floors so things actually have a place to go. And I forgot to connect this belt here. That was the pipes. See, sometimes you miss little things here and there. We'll go ahead and hook this up here. Ooh, looks like I'll have to copy and paste, or I forgot to set pretty much all my assemblers up here. But yeah, that should at least help this system start to back itself up. Start to see some screws flowing into here. Nice. Okay, that's good. So we'll start seeing things flowing in. I'll actually have to make sure I set these to do what they're supposed to. So right now they're doing absolutely nothing. All right, there we go. Oh, I missed one. There we go. That means now we are all ready to go with this factory. Let's see how create. Oh, I guess we didn't really split that much difference. Yeah, so now we're just waiting for everything to fill back up. But it looks like things are going to work out nicely. Just before we end the episode, I'll make sure everything is working correctly. so that anyone who's following along doesn't run into any problems. But we should be good to go now. Yeah, like I said, just waiting for machines to get each other backed up, and then we'll be good to go. Alright, well, it took a very long time to balance everything out, but it looks like I've got green lights everywhere around the factory. Everything is all the numbers worked out. Everything is balanced up. And we are pumping out 20 heavy modular frames per minute up here on the top floor. I'm just throwing them into a sink for now because, I mean, you could build up a chest of them if you want to save for the future build. But like I said, we already have these kind of in storage back at base. And these are really just going to be used in a future space elevator product. But I'm really glad this ended up working out. I did take off the top floor. I'm sure you guys probably noticed by now. Didn't end up needing it, and we actually have quite a bit of extra space here on the top floor, but that's fine. So we got everything here set up, ready to go. Hopefully it was fairly easy to follow along with. I know I say this a lot, but you know, even I struggle putting these together, so hopefully they are somewhat easy to follow along with. Nothing really was too crazy in the balancing. The only thing I have here on this line is a smart splitter right here, where it's just sharing a little bit of rods over here. I'm not 100% sure if it's even necessary, to be honest, because like they both look like they're backed up. But I haven't had any like huge backup issues. I had to clear out a few machines that were just backed up while everything else was balancing out. But it seems okay. Oh, never mind. Look at me lying to you guys. We're missing some iron plates here. That's okay. We can just throw some iron plates. But yeah, it seems like everything is good to go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed another build episode. I'll be back here again for another project here soon. You guys all so much for the support. If you're still here, haven't subscribed yet, please do. Leave a comment down below. Maybe join the Discord if you want to come hang out with us. I'm usually in there a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Sorry, there's one last thing I realized here at the very end. We actually needed to overclock. I was short by 100 iron plates in the system for making reinforced iron plates. You actually need to overclock 2 constructors to 45 per minute. It'll take you 3 power shards each. And then you need to do that in both sides of the system here to add in 100 equally. And then now your reinforced iron plates will not be running out of iron plates all the time. Hooray! That means everything's all balanced out. Sorry for that one little mistake. I'll catch you guys in the next one.